In today's video, I am going to be giving you different high 1-4 basketball plays that you can use to be able to get your team some easy baskets. Some of these will consist of some backdoor cuts and some easy layups, while others will consist of some open three-point shots. So depending on your team, some of these plays may work extremely well. So let's get down and let's check this out. But really quickly, if you want a killer defense, make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book that is down in the description below. Because what that does for you is it double teams the low post, traps the corners, and doesn't leave anybody open. So let's get down and let's check out these high 1-4 basketball plays. Okay, so in this first play, what we are going to do is have player 1 dribble out towards this right side. He could also go to the left side as well, but just for argument's sake, he's going to dribble out towards the right side. At the exact same time, we're going to have player 2 cut to the rim, and when he cuts to the rim, player 3 is also going to be cutting to the rim. Now, let's say we call this play for player 2. For example, I would call this play S Bob if his name was Bob, because it's a special play, S for special. And what you're going to be doing at this point is having player 2 set the screen for player 3. Player 3 is going to be using that screen and popping out to the three-point line. Meanwhile, players 4 and 5 are going to get closer together. After player 2 sets that screen, he is then going to be using players 4 and 5 as an elevator screen. So as soon as he goes through, they are going to close behind him. He is going to pop out to the three-point line. And at this time, we're going to have player 1 pass player 2 the ball for the three-point shot. Now, what's going to happen is a lot of teams are going to start reading this and they're going to not care about this guy. So after player 2 sets that screen and player 3 pops off, sometimes the defender doesn't even go out here. Sometimes they switch, there's a miscommunication, and two guys try to cover player 2. That leaves player 3 usually wide open. And when that happens, he's going to have that open three-point shot. So somebody is going to get a three-point shot. Meanwhile, after these two players close, we will have player 5 roll to the basket and player 4 go to the high post. Hopefully, player 5 will be open for the layup. If not, we can go to player 4 for the high to low post pass if player 5 seals his man. At this time, we're going to have the next play where we're going to have player 1 pass the ball over to player 3. Now we're going to have player 4 set the back screen on player 1. And when player 1 is cutting to the basket, this may be an open layup. So, of course, that's our first option. If he's not open after he cuts, he is going to then clear out to the opposite side. Player 4 is going to be staying at the point. And now player 5 is going to set the back screen on player 2's man. And player 2 is going to then cut to the basket. This is going to be our second main option. If player 2 is open, he's going to get that layup. Now, the greatest thing about this play is if, for example, player 2 is not open as our second option, he's going to then clear out towards that corner. Player 5 pops out to the wing. Now we are in 5 out. I always like personally to finish my set plays in a 5 out, and any play that finishes in a 5 out is absolutely perfect for me. So that's why I like this play. Now, this next play is very similar to a play you may have seen in the Horns offense, but I actually like it running in the high 1-4 because player 2 and 3 are not in the corners, which brings their defenders down here and cuts off a lot of options. Instead, their defenders are going to be up here, which actually clears out a lot of space. So what we're going to look to do is have player 1 dribble out towards this left side and pass into player 4. I always like to get out of the point to make the entry pass into the high post. To me, it just seems easier. And then we're going to have player 5 set the screen on player 1, and player 1 is going to then cut to the basket. We're going to be looking for player 1 as our main option. If player 1 is not open, he is then going to clear out to the ball side, and player 4 is going to then do a dribble handoff with player 2. Player 5 is going to come over and set the staggered screen. Player 4 is going to roll to the basket. Now player 2 could take that 3. He could hit player 4 for the layup, or player 5 is going to pop and could hit player 5 for the three-point shot. So there's a few different options here for player 2. This is another play now where I've seen it ran in the Horns offense, but I really like it in the 1-4 as well. We're going to have player 3 clear out to the opposite side, and we're going to have players 5 and 4 set a staggered screen for player 2. At this time, we're going to have player 2 hopefully open for that pass. He could look at that 3-point shot. He could take his man off the dribble. If he is not open, we're going to have player 5 set that screen down on player 3. And player 4 is going to be setting the screen on the opposite side, the baseline side of player 2. The idea here is now player 3 is going to go to the high post. Player 2 is going to be attacking the paint on that right side. Player 4 is just going to pop out. Now, depending on what happens with the defense, player 2 may have an open layup. Player 3's man may go down to help out, which means that player 3 would be wide open for the layup or the floater. So there's quite a few different options in this play. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book that is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys again in my next video.